Now and tell our viewers here on Battle Cry what the BrahMos is. For those of you who may not be familiar, it's important that you know, so listen carefully. It's a supersonic cruise missile, the most formidable of its class. Very few countries have them. India builds these missiles. They're built only here in India. It is powered by a ramjet engine that allows it incredible speeds. It has an operational range formally of 290 kilometers, but it's actually much more than that. Can fly at an altitude of 15 kilometers, even though it is a cruise missile. It has a sea skimming variety which can fly as low as 5 to 10 meters above the surface of the ocean. It has active radar homing. It's said to be devastatingly accurate when it homes in on its targets. And as you just heard, one of our guests in that report say, the launch platforms can be anything from a warship to a land launcher to a fighter aircraft to a submarine. So these are very, very modular missiles that can be very flexibly deployed in different kinds of scenarios. Now, who all operate the BrahMos as of now? Well, obviously, the Indian military are the principal customers. The Indian Navy, the Indian Army and the Indian Air Force, in that order, have inducted the BrahMos in large numbers. So they are there with all three armed forces. The first export customer, foreign customer of the BrahMos was Philippines in a deal that was signed just a couple of years ago. The next customer, like we're breaking here on Battle Cry, is all set to be Indonesia in a $450 million deal. But they're not the only ones. There are many other countries waiting in line to close some export deals for the BrahMos. These include Vietnam, Malaysia and Brazil. Now, if you want to zoom in just a little bit to Indonesia, which is set to sign this $450 million deal with India for the BrahMos missile, the obvious question is, why does Indonesia need the BrahMos? Very, very broadly, the country is an archipelagic country, many islands, huge maritime domain. It has maritime territorial disputes with China. It's had, conflagrations and disputes and fights that have taken place as recently as 2022 with China. The defense of its vast exclusive economic zone in the ocean environment is of prime importance for a country like Indonesia. Strategic balance in Southeast Asia, keeping in view China's rise. Deterrence against emerging threats like fishing vessels and others also come into the picture. And it is a much-needed set of teeth really, for its armed forces, which have been desperately in need of modernization. So there is a military aspect to it, there's a diplomatic aspect to it, and there most certainly is a geopolitical and geostrategic aspect to this deal.